What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. So on Twitter yesterday, I talked about Soulja Boy and kind of said he's going to keep releasing these systems. I'm not that interested in the systems anymore because I think we've all made the point that what he's doing, he's getting, fake systems off of like AliExpress or even Amazon. I found a system on Amazon, but AliExpress and drop shipping them. So I'm not really interested in covering it that much. However, other things are coming up, and we have to go over just the madness that is taking place right now with Soulja Boy, and it's getting out of hand. We're going to talk about that today. And then Fallout 76, the train wreck that is Fallout 76, it keeps getting worse. We're going to talk about loot boxes and their microtransactions that are also out of control. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time today. If you guys enjoy these videos, hit the like button. It does help out. We're going to start with some quick news, though. We're going to start with Sword Art Online. We do know two of them are coming to the Switch after they've been, of course, on the PS4 and even the Vita. Well, they did announce previously, earlier in the year, that they were going to be coming to the Switch. We didn't really know when. We just knew sometime in 2019 is what we were getting the feeling since it's December, and, well, we still haven't heard much. However, they did give us a release schedule, and we now know that we're going to be getting one in the spring and one in the summer of 2019. So we're looking at Sword Art Online Hollow Realization Complete Edition. That's coming out in the spring. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet Complete Edition is going to be coming out in the summer. So we have a release window. Not a release date, but still, there was a lot of people wondering when is Sword Art Online coming to the Switch, because it's obvious that it would probably sell well there since the Switch is very big in Japan. Sword Art Online would probably sell well in Japan and maybe in other places, the US and everything. We'll see, but I do know the Sword Art Online community, I think, liked it on the Vita even. Again, portable system, why not? And now we're seeing it go to the Switch. So you'll probably have it on the next one. I'm sure will just be PS4 and Switch day and date, along with probably PC. But either way, if you've been asking about it, just know sometime next year, spring and then summer. Also, those NES controllers, the ones that you can order if you're a full year subscriber to the Nintendo Online service. If you ordered them, they've probably been delivered or they're coming this week. Mine are coming today. Hopefully. The tracking information keeps getting kicked around, but it seems like today is the day I should be getting them, and we'll check them out here on camera and take them apart and just see how it compares to something like the NES Classic controller. But one thing to note, and something I think most of us figured, is that these were going to be scalped and marked up heavily in price and put on eBay. That's what's happening now. It's very easy to find them, but they are for the price of about $130 to $150, sometimes $200 even, on eBay right now. And of course, I thought you could only buy one per person, so maybe people ordered it for the $60, and there was like $5 shipping, so it was like $65 or something. And I guess they're thinking they'll just flip it for twice the money and send it out. It's an odd thing to focus on for about 60 to 70 bucks, but people wanted to do it. I thought you could only order one, so I guess they're just getting that flip and they're done. But yeah, something most of us figured was going to happen were the NES controllers getting scalped, and well, they didn't disappoint us. Oh, and we may actually know at this point how many people have played any one game on the PlayStation 4. Now, if you missed it, there was a My Life PS4 section that came out that tells you about how many people have earned a certain trophy and what that correlates to as a percentage of the overall players in that game. Now, with some basic math, taking a solid number of the amount of people with the percentage that equates to, that tells us, well, how many people roughly have played the game at any one point. Because, of course, you do also have to log into the internet, have your trophy data sync up for it to count. So what has this done? Well, we have an entire list of estimated games and, well, how many people have played. Some are troubling, though. Like, you have, like, FIFA 18. That's like 30 million people. Okay, sure, yeah, I get it. EA, they cry poor a lot. They need those microtransactions, 30-something million sales. That's not going to work, right? But we have some other numbers that say possibly that Fallout 76 on the PlayStation 4 could be just over 400,000 people. And that's going to be a little more obvious, or a little more, I think, straightforward, because you got to be online to play Fallout 76, so your trophy data should sync, right? So that's probably the amount of people that are playing Fallout 76. And if that is the case, it's a bit of an issue, because Fallout 76 needs an online community to thrive, and 400,000 people playing that as opposed to 6 million people on the PlayStation 4 playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a bit of a difference there. It is. Now I'm sure if you take the online community for Red Dead Redemption 2, it's probably not as high as the single player, because the online's not very good right now, and now we get the microtransactions. It's getting worse and worse. I get it. Red Dead Redemption 2 has a much larger amount of people, I would say, probably on the single player than the multiplayer. Still, though, massive difference there, and you can check out all of this. People went through and calculated a ton of this stuff. You can check the sources below if you're curious. And with the quick news out of the way, let's just talk about Soulja Boy, because this has been a whole situation. If you missed it, I made a video on it. It was kind of popular. People watched it, and then from there, he released another system after the original 2, the Fuse 1, and that's an obvious ripoff or dropship of a system that was only released in China, and he's deciding to get it and bring it over here for $640, but he marked it down to $400. That's very kind of him, saying the original was $300 or $311. Anyway, he's also released another one that I haven't even covered because this is what it is. I don't even have to tell you that it's a ripoff or a knockoff. It is, but here's the thing that's insane to me. He's making money from this, like a lot more than you would think. And it seems to be going well for him, and I assume more and more of these are going to start popping up on his store until some company takes action. But let's take a look at this. So Beat 'em Ups, or Wood, made his video on the Soulja Boy thing, and it brought my attention to one thing, and that's that Soulja Boy has been posting that he is making a lot of money. I don't really go on Instagram at all, but he posted the transaction history from what appears to be like a Shopify store, so okay, sure. But you could see over $100,000 just on one of the items. And then if you look over on Twitter, I even captioned this because I couldn't believe it. Check this out. He's actually saying on Twitter, "Thank you all for support. We are now past $1 million in sales. The Soulja Watch Soulja Game version 2 of my video game console will be releasing very soon. It's much better than the first version. Stay tuned. Big news, we are partnering with Ubisoft." First of all, you're not partnering with Ubisoft. This is him talking about that Fuse system, from what I can tell, because this tweet was right around that time where that came out. And if you remember, I talked about the Fuse system. He has Ubisoft listed as one of his partners, and what that means is there's some kind of Ubisoft game on that system. I'm not going to spend $400 to find out, but there's probably some sort of Ubisoft game on that Fuse. There was also like Koei Tecmo. We saw Mighty Number 9, I guess, is on there. It's an Android-based device with a K1, so it's not even that powerful. It's weaker than the Shield TV, and it's weaker than the Switch, but it's $400. Yes, that's where we are right now with this. He's making money, which means he's going to continue doing this and bringing more and more systems onto his platform until he is inevitably sued or shut down. And it looks like he's also going into the world of esports after he put out a tweet talking about how he's going to be doing some sort of esports team in January with some help from Ninja, I guess, or maybe he's just saying that, which is odd because I checked and you can't buy esports teams on AliExpress. And then just to top it all off, apparently it's going so well, he's going to open a Soulja Watch technology store in California, where I guess he is going to put knockoffs all over the store and not at all get in trouble for it. Hey, I guess that means, wait, does that mean he's going to work at the store, like behind the cash register? I assume that means he's going to have people work there and just have his name on it and sell knockoff systems. I'm curious if that actually happens or if that's just something he's just saying. If it does happen, I would actually want to go to that store just to see it before it gets shut down. This is the world we live in now. It's not as big of a deal, I think, as he's making it out to be, with this being some revolutionary thing that he's done. He's just drop shipping stuff from China and selling it. It's something that's been done on the internet since roughly 2004 that I can think of, 2004, 2005. It's been around for a long time. This isn't new. It's just, I'm not sure why he's doing it, but I mean, he's posting all these screenshots of money coming in, and he's making money, so he's going to keep doing it. But it's just, it's one of the craziest things I think I've seen in a long time. Well, I hope that's the last time I have to talk about Soulja Boy, unless something really crazy happens. If he keeps releasing knockoff systems, I'm not really going to cover it. However, there's one interesting thing to note here. If you missed the last Spawncast that happened on Saturdays, every Saturday night we do a Spawncast podcast, and we get together and talk about gamings that's been going on in the past week. Well, people brought up the idea of me getting the Soulja Boy system to a point where people started donating larger sums of money. I ended up just getting the system from his website. I haven't heard anything about it. When it gets delivered, I guess we'll check it out. But I also want to do one other thing. I know what system he's going to send me already because I found it, like we said in the video. So I went ahead and ordered it on Amazon because it's prime shipped and it'll be here today. So I could look at that one. I can wait till his system gets here 2, 3, 4 weeks from now. Maybe it never gets here, and then we can compare them, I guess, and just see how much hard work is going into that. Next up, let's talk about Fallout 76 because it doesn't work very well. It hasn't worked well since it launched. And Bethesda has been trying to fix it. They've released patches that are larger than the initial game size itself of nearly 50 gigabytes. And then, of course, they dealt with the canvas bag situation. They leaked people's information. And now they, of course, have introduced the microtransactions and what appear to be coming up loot boxes, or I guess lunch boxes they call them. It's that in Fallout Shelter. People found it in a changelog that was updated with a data mine, and it appears that these lunch boxes are coming to Fallout 76. First of all, let's take a look at their microtransactions you're seeing here, where the items that they're asking for something like the bundle Coming to Town, which appears to be Christmas-y outfits or just stuff themed around the holidays, is that's 2,000 atoms. That's like $20. Yeah, it's 2,000. It's 33% off there. That's very kind of them. That's what's happening now. They're selling things for an exorbitant amount of money. If it was 3,000 atoms, that'd be $30. That's half the price of the game. Although, to be fair, if I had bought it on Black Friday, that is the price of the game. But yes, the microtransactions are not helping the situation at all. And the lunch boxes or the loot boxes, things don't get much better there either, as people on Reddit did data mine this and they found out that you can buy these with real money and they provide actual benefits in the game, things like experience boosters and attack boosters, and it seems to work for everyone on the server, so it's not just cosmetic according to these data mines and the change logs. It's actually going to alter the game and how you play it, which is something that no one really wants when it comes to loot boxes at all. Even if you like loot boxes, you usually don't want it to affect the game itself. Things like cosmetics people have learned to live with, but as soon as we saw what happened with Battlefront 2, where that heavily affected the game completely, there was a massive backlash. So once these get introduced, and if it is this way, it's not going to be good. As it stands now, they have not been introduced, but it's very clear that they are holiday themed, which means they are probably right around the corner. I wouldn't be shocked if these were set to go live this weekend or later this week. So keep an eye out for that in the news, because once those go live and we have all that stuff hit the game at once, there's going to be a lot of fireworks going off. And then our last bit of news, let's talk about something actually pretty cool. I told you guys a while ago about a project that was ongoing, Mortal Kombat HD Remix, that was being developed by big fans of Mortal Kombat to take the older Mortal Kombat games and move them more or less into the HD era so they look good and you can download and play it on your computer. Well, they have completed at this point a prototype that you can download yourself. There appear to be two versions. I tried the Unity version that did install and let me play it, and then there's also a version done with Game Maker. You can download that one as well. Either one seems to work fine. I played it some, and I will say it feels like the original Mortal Kombat, like almost exactly the same, and visually it looks very, very good. Now, it's a prototype. There's like 2 characters you can play as. You can map your buttons out, and then you go, and it's Mortal Kombat. I played as Sub-Zero. The moveset was the same, you know, down right or down left, low punch, and you shoot ice at the guy, and it's pretty cool. It's a good platform to start on, and I'd like to see them continue on this. It's going to be a long time. How many characters are in like Mortal Kombat Trilogy? A ton. So if they're really shooting for something like that, it's going to be a while. I think they might work just on the initial character set from Mortal Kombat 1 and then maybe move to that. But pretty cool, and it's free. You can go download it and try it yourself. Hopefully this doesn't get shut down or anything, because I know the Mortal Kombat stuff is all related to WB games, and we'll see if they try to shut this down. Either way, go check it out now. Again, there's a link in the sources. You can check that out for yourself and try out Mortal Kombat today and see what you think of it in HD. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit the like button. It does help out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it is Soulja Boy and his interesting relationship with the gaming industry right now, reselling, well, things he finds on AliExpress at night, I guess. Let me know what you think about that situation and the fact that he's actually making money from all of this, despite a lot of people explaining what it actually is and you can get it cheaper elsewhere. Also, without Fallout 76, are you out if there are loot boxes in, or have you been out this whole time and you'll just laugh at the situation? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.